Hi, so finally it's time to talk about the final project. I'm very excited to talk about it as it's been a great learning to be part of this course, great excitement as well. So, my final project is to build a framework that can seamlessly interface towards different ecosystems so we can onboard new connected environments and generate new revenue streams. So it's all about connectivity and bringing different frameworks under one umbrella so they can be monetized. The challenge of the project was to bring together different domains internally within the organization and at the same time to interface externally with other organizations so this framework can seamlessly uh, it can be built seamlessly so they can different ecosystem can talk to each other. So that was the project in a nutshell. The main objective of this project was to actually do five different things. The first one was process control and automation. So for this ecosystem, the second one was to perform a detailed analysis of internal as well as external systems so that this ecosystem can work under one umbrella as one single entity. The third one was the capital spending that we work on this ecosystem within the allocated budget and create something that has a positive revenue impact. The fourth one was to create a unified information system. So this ecosystem has a unified information model where all the different entities work together in a one information system when it comes to data streams, when it comes to records, when it comes to different type of analytics. So that was the fourth thing, and the fifth thing was the life cycle and the um, a roadmap of this project because there are multiple systems involved. So we need to make sure that the life cycle of each system and they they kind of map with each other, and also as per the roadmap of one system, if there's a different type of technology or different type of framework changes, if anything is going to happen, it get aligns with the rest of the ecosystem. So these were the five key objectives, but these objectives were underlined on one of the basics that all these teams need to work together under one leader who is capable to take decisions and empower each of the team member to towards the success of this project. So this is as a layman, this is what was required. So so there was certain actions that were certainly required to make it happen. So as I mentioned, is we have to create a unified ecosystem, and there are multiple parties involved to work towards that. So in the input from all the parties was very important. So we get proper and detailed input from respective domain, and this input needs to be properly documented, understood, and also managed in a way so the project becomes successful. The second thing is the output. So we have the input from all different entities who are part of the project. Now this input needs to need to create certain results, which is the output. So if there are certain limitations in one of the inputs from one coming from one of the systems, or if there's a mismatch between the inputs coming from different systems, they need to be mapped and mashed together so for the desired output. The third come was the outcome. So it sounds slightly different, but outcome is that we achieve the desired goal in a way that we wanted, because there could be one input or change or one process change or any nags or gaps in one process can in one process or in one function can actually change the entire outcome of the project. So which means we'll lose on everything. And finally, the output is associated with goals. Goal is not really we achieve what we want to achieve, but the goal is to achieve what we want to achieve in the budget that is allocated to the project and within the timelines. This is also to ensure that everyone understands that the goal is the achievement of the goal is not the end of the desired result, but actually it needs to develop and it needs to follow the roadmap that's been agreed as part of the project. So once the project was started, there were certain things that were performed. So there were certain actions that went well, certain actions that required improvement, certain actions that I think were learnings. So what happened was that we did create an architecture while working together as one team. Uh, and my role was to ensure that everyone has his input, his or her input, and the feedback from each of the team member is properly acknowledged, analyzed, and made part of the entire discussion. But at the same time, we can't really agree to everything and all the opinions. So being a leader, I had to create the power and energy to make certain decisions, because end goal is to achieve something and not to just have an agreement with everyone. So refinement of the input from everyone, agreeing on a development process, making sure that timely decisions are made, creating detailed framework for the required ecosystem, creating a test plan so we know that if once the ecosystem is created, is properly tested, so we achieve the desired goals and not just the outcomes. And to achieve the faster results, to ensure we follow the strict timelines, and that was important. And in the end, certain bold decisions to be taken to achieve that, and that is not about making everyone comfortable and happy about it, but ensuring that everyone works as a team and understand the need of time and the need of the requirement. Um, so this is how we work together, and finally, once we achieved the goal as it was required, there were few learnings to it, which are also extremely important, because this is not the end of the project. This is actually the start of the project, and it needs to go on and follow a proper roadmap. So some of the learnings were that at some stages we had to take some bolder and faster decisions, uh, which um, which I think I need to work on and ensure, in the future, I work more aggressively on those. Um, the second is that I can have opinion from everyone, but it doesn't mean I need to go into details and make everyone understand if I'm not considering those decisions, because opinions are important, but decisions are more important, and the leader and needs to create the energy and power so they can take quick decisions. The third one was to hear everyone's voice, but to have a mutual decision. And the fourth one is to work closely as one team to achieve everything. and create the power to achieve that. And we did it. Thank you.